I'm Chris, and this is Single Dad Homestead, brought to you from the beautiful Appalachian Mountains in Northeast Tennessee. Guys, we are going to attempt a great thing today. We've got the wood cook stove rocking and rolling. I will show you the temp on it. It's about getting ready to be 325, 350. We are going to attempt to do New York style cheesecake in a wood cook stove. So we'll be right back in a minute, and I'll show you through. I'll walk you through the recipe. We'll get everything done. We'll pop that bad boy in the oven for about an hour, see where it comes on, and maybe, because it's Wednesday night, by the time the live goes, you guys will see it before the video ever comes out. All right, guys, we'll be back here just in a few minutes. All right, guys, here we are back in the kitchen and getting ready to make this New York style cheesecake. Please ignore the mess. We've been cooking all day, making pastas, things of that nature. So the kitchen's a mess, but this is my little prep area right here. We'll go through the ingredients. I will leave that in the bottom. This recipe will also be in the cookbook when we're done, and we will have a lot of fun with this. So let's start off with this crust. So what I've got in here is 1 full pack of graham crackers. I like the graham crackers with the brown sugar and cinnamon. I've got 1 heaping teaspoon or tablespoon of brown sugar, and then I'm going to take a nice pinch, 2 pinches of cinnamon and add to that. Then I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to incorporate that all together and kind of get it stirred up. Okay, and you guys can see that's fairly broken up down into a powder, a little bit chunky, but that's okay. Then I've got about, I don't know, a 1/4 cup of melted butter. I'm going to add that to the brown sugar, cinnamon, and the graham crackers. I'll take and mix those. And this is going to be your crust. You can add chocolate into this. You can make this with Oreos. You can make this with any of your cookies. Nutter butters make a wonderful crust. You can put a little bit of peanut butter in it if you want. That'll help it stick. If you put the peanut butter in, don't put as much of the butter. Put about half the butter. But I've also found that if you will let this sit after you've incorporated it for just a minute and let it absorb the butter, it goes in your pan a lot better. So we'll set that there for a second, let it go. In here, I am going to put 4 for sake of the video. I have went a little faster and put those 3 already in there. 4 8-ounce bars of cream cheese and a 1/4 cup AP flour, or just any type of flour really. It's not going to hurt anything. AP flour. And then 1 tablespoon, 1 full tablespoon of vanilla extract. Use good vanilla extract. It works a lot better. So there you go on that. This is going to get a little bit noisy and loud, because I'm going to use this little blender. And take your mixer and start out slow. Let the cream cheese be at room temperature. And it's a little hard to do at first. I'll try to talk loud so you guys can hear me. This isn't too bad. But you want it to be at room temperature, or you'll never be able to incorporate everything, for sure. You also got to remember that we are on solar. It's during the evening, so I probably should have done this earlier today, but it was way too hot to fire up the wood cook stove earlier today. So we are going to go this way. So you got your 4 blocks of cream cheese, your vanilla, and your flour. Alright, then you're going to kind of take your, you could use a spatula, whatever you want. I'm just going to use the actual mixer itself. Kind of push it down off the sides. Look off the good part that gets on your hand. Okay? And then you're going to add in your sugar. And with this sugar, what we've done is I like to use 1 cup of regular pure cane sugar. And this is a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. It helps with color, makes it look good, and I like the taste of light brown sugar. But I took about a teaspoon out and added it into my my mix. So just shy of a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then we want to mix it up. This all takes a few minutes, but it's worth it. It can get a little messy in here. I'm sorry that it's loud, but we're just going to let it go. You guys know me, I don't edit that much, so you're just going to have to deal with it. I'm not overlaying music or anything of that. All we're doing is kind of whipping that together, just enough to incorporate those sugars. So there's that. Then let me see if I can. Gotta miss. Some recipes will tell you to mix all this stuff with a wooden spoon. Guys, you don't have to. I'm telling you now, you don't have to. Okay. So there's that. Scrape that out. We'll definitely be using that again in a few minutes. And we'll go ahead, take that from a break here a second. Throw this in here to make our crust. Okay. So that's just poured out into the bottom of a 10-inch pan. Now most recipes will tell you to use a 9-inch pan. This is a bigger cheesecake. This cheesecake is got a little bit more eggs, so you get a little more content. So a 10-inch spring pan is what you want. You can buy 3 of these at Walmart for like $9. If you don't have a spring pan, they're not real expensive, and they're simple to use. So, and basically, you're just pressing it down there. And that's how you get your crust on the bottom of your cheesecake. So we're going to lay that over here. Then we're going to go with adding our milk. I get to eat it all, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to add our milk. About 2/3 of a cup of milk. You want to mix this together really good. So it takes a few more minutes than what we've done already. But this is where you're starting to get into batter or your custard type deal. You want it to be real smooth. You don't really want any big chunks in your cheesecake. All right, guys, that's looking pretty good. All right, now here's the part where my cheesecake becomes a little different than most of your basic recipes for a cheesecake. I put 4 whole eggs and 4 yolks. So a total of 8 altogether, 4 complete eggs and 4 yolks. And you want to add these a little at a time. So we're going to start it, and we're going to drop 1 egg. 2 eggs. 3 eggs, maybe 4. 5 eggs. 6 eggs. 7 eggs. 8 eggs. All right, guys, that's our mixture. We're going to pour that into this pan right here. At this point in time, when you were mixing everything, if you wanted to put lemon zest or any flavoring into the cake, you could do it at that time. And then you can also do it once you pour it if you're putting caramel or chocolate chips or chocolate or anything of that nature. This is going to be just a straight cheesecake. We'll add our toppings at the end. That's kind of how I like it, and this one's going to be for me. So you can see that's a big bowl, 10-inch spring pan. Pour it slow or you'll end up separating out your crust. So let's see where we can get to here. Let's see if that tastes any good. What do you think? Raw eggs and all. All right, guys. I'm going to grab you and take you in here to the walk in here and we'll just keep talking. How's that sound? So we're going to take this now in here to the wood cook stove that is in the new room, not in the kitchen, because we got big windows and stuff in here. And I'm going to set this on the table, and then me and you are going to check the temp on the wood cook stove, and I'm going to explain to you what you need to do to, I hope that stays there, what you need to do to make sure your wood cook stove is ready to rock and roll. So this wood cook stove has a thermometer on it. It is rolling at about 365, which is good, because I'm going to lose some heat right now. If you can tell, I've placed a pan full of water with about 1.5 inches of water in there earlier. That is going to help your cheesecake in the long run. So what we're going to do is slide that right in there, close it up, and we're going to come back in an hour to see how that works. If we can actually cook a New York style cheesecake in the wood cook stove. I'd like to dedicate this video to a couple of people. Ben from VW Family Farm. I'd like to dedicate it to Jeremiah from Roots and Refuge and Jason at Big Bear. And I would like to say, boys, eat your hearts out, because it's cheesecake time in Tennessee. We'll be back here in a little while to show you this when it is done. If you're going to be on the live, you'll be watching this. You will see the cake tonight on the live. This video will be out the next day on Thursday. So I'm hoping you're ready, because I sure am. God bless and live with what God gives you. There will be an excerpt after this showing the finished product of the cheesecake. So don't click off quite yet. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Also, remember, we got the new membership page. So go check it out. God bless. Live with what God gives you. And we're out of here. All right, guys. If I say so myself, we have had success. So I just pulled it out of the oven and set it up on top rack to be cooled. And there she is, guys. A wood oven, wood cook stove, New York style cheesecake, 6.5 to 7 pounds. And she looks great. She looks a little dark, but I think that's just from the wood, because she's actually not that dark. But we will be popping that live, the spring and stuff live tonight on the live at 10 Eastern time on Single Dad Homestead. So I hope that doesn't look as burnt is what it's looking. Pretty dark. Let's see if I can pull that over here where you guys can actually see it. Sorry. Looks really burnt. So let's pull that over here for a second. Oh yeah, that's much better. This doesn't do that real good justice. It is actually not that dark, guys. It looks like it's burnt on top, and it's actually not. It's about perfect. It's a brown. But anyway, tonight on the live, you'll have to go back and watch the live and see how it comes out. All right, guys. God bless. Live with what God gives you. We're out of here.